Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the ShabinLife. Another trip up here. It seems like I'm pretty much leaving on a Monday, heading back home on a Thursday, spending the weekend just packing up the house, and then packing up my truck, getting ready for Monday to drive back up here again. That's what it seems like it's been like the last few weeks, but I'm back up again. I haven't uploaded any of the videos that I've done in the last at least month or so, but by now hopefully you guys have at least seen some videos on the insulation, and really now it's just about moving. We're not, obviously you guys have seen the house isn't done yet, so I can't necessarily move into the house. So we are moving into my in-laws for a little bit, just a bedroom basically, and we're splitting our stuff between a small storage unit, the house up here, and my in-laws' bedroom, the bedroom that we have at my in-laws. But it's been pretty good so far. What I'm hoping for is that mechanical building can pretty much just get finished, or started and finished, so that all the stuff that I'm bringing up, like the gardening supplies and some of my tools, and what I brought up this time was my work, two more workbenches. So there's one already up at the house that just has a piece of plywood over from the last time I dropped it off. These are the other two, all three match. That's the only reason where I really wanted them in the mechanical building. It's a 24-foot length, probably a little shorter inside, but these are all 8-footers, so my hope was that maybe I could string them all along one wall, or, even if I have to turn them in an L, it'll work out nice, because like I said, they're all built the exact same shape and size, so they work nice together. Otherwise, I would have left them for the new homeowner. But I got two more up here this trip. This was another one of those, like, had to drive with the tailgate down, so I couldn't really fit too much other stuff. But I'm just glad to get the work tables up here. And I got through like a box of 3-inch backer rod and a frame pack and cedar and stuff, just a couple odds and ends that I knew wouldn't come out of the truck. But I'm gonna basically just start unloading this stuff up at the house, find a place for it. Probably won't videotape because it's not much fun. But I was debating, I'm only staying for a day or two, and I don't know if you guys can tell from here, but that grass is just absurd down there. And this is just a mound that we're gonna use. This is just a dirt mound that they're using for the septic. But if you can see past there, like all that grass, just under the tree line down there, and like all this stuff, and it's just absurd. So I think I'm just gonna spend the next day, maybe day and a half, just brush cutting all this, trying to pull just trying to pull this together a little bit. I was gonna let it go because the septic will get installed soon, so I just kind of figured they were gonna be thrashing that area down there anyway, and I wasn't really concerned. But now it's getting a little harder to even manage down there, and some of that stuff's probably a little over 4 feet tall. So I think I'm just gonna brush cut most of today, maybe a little tomorrow, and then if I can, I'll jump back in and start finishing the insulation on the the pantry side and the master bedroom side. And other than that, it's just a quick trip up here, and then it's right back again, so I can fill the truck up to come back up again. But hang tight, we'll see what happens. I am back up at the land, made a trip, got up here yesterday with some more stuff in the truck. We are about a week out before we go to settlement, so we are a big push to get everything out of the house. I think that this probably was the last trip up to the land with the stuff that I'll be storing here. Everything else is going to be stored either at a unit or, you know, where I'll be staying in between, but it's pretty packed up here right now, so I don't know how much more stuff I could fit anyway. But I came up yesterday with ladders and a bunch of wood and some block pavers and a whole bunch of stuff, and got the truck unloaded. I didn't video any of that stuff because it just seemed silly. But I was here last week same time, basically like a Monday to a Thursday, Monday to Wednesday, and was able to brush hog the whole property for the most part. I didn't really videotape too much. I don't think I videotaped anything. Kind of forget what I videotaped and what I didn't. But while I was brush hogging here, I must have hit a rock, which is kind of typical here and, you know, not uncommon for the brush hog, but I guess I hit it hard enough where I thought I lost the belt. There's a little tensioner pulley in there that basically when you hit something like that, if the deck doesn't float, the tensioner pulley kind of lets loose and the belt will come off. So I thought I just had to throw the belt back on. When I took the cover off, I actually had snapped the shaft on the deck blade pulley. That's an 8.5 inch pulley. So I was able to pick one of those up over the last week, and I've got it with me, so I'm gonna get that replaced today. But I got, for the most part, most of the land brush hog last time I was here, until the very end when I was over there somewhere and hit something. And obviously I left this bit here. That's kind of where the water flows, kind of down here. But I wanted to brush cut a lot of this stuff up here, and the mower broke just before I could get a lot of that stuff taken care of. But like I said, get that replaced, and hopefully I can get that all cut today. I'll probably just do a few things while I'm up here, trying to get most everything just keeps getting dropped in the Shabiner up at the house. I'm trying to keep things sort of neat, but yeah, I'll probably go through things today and just try and make sure that everything's all sorted for the most part before I head out tomorrow morning. But nothing spectacular while I'm here. Over the next day, I think I'm going to give my truck an oil change while I'm up here. The mower took a poo last time I was here too, so I was working on that yesterday, and I'm pretty sure I got that back up and running. I let it run for maybe like 45 minutes yesterday, so we should be in good shape. Cut a little bit of grass. It actually does nice when you don't have the bag on there. I actually tossed the bag because it's a piece of poo-poo ka-choo. Hopefully after next week, we'll be back up here kind of rocking and rolling again. I anticipate getting a call in the next day or so that the metal is in for the roof, so hopefully we can get that happening in the next week or so. And I think the septic tank's going to be right behind that. But lots to do, and you know, just one thing at a time. Otherwise... Hey everybody, hope all's well. Welcome back. So I know I normally say that I'm coming up here to drop some stuff off and then I'm going home, but guess what? This is home now. We are all done. Our house has been sold. We are done settlement, and this is now our home. Sort of seems crazy to say. I mean, this is years and years and years in the making, from just the start of wanting to sort of get out of the rat race a little bit, to looking for land, which took years, to finding land, and now here we are a few years later, cleared and starting to build. We are far from having a finished house, but this is home now. So whether I'm staying in the house or the shed, this land is my land. And I just want to say, my wife and I are absolutely thrilled with the family that bought our house. They bought the house sight unseen. They were coming from states away. They didn't get to physically see the house for the first time in person until the night before settlement. We were able to meet them that night. Our house is a little bit different. I mean, it's a regular house, but we got gardens and chickens and stuff. So to not have seen the house ahead of time had to have been crazy for those guys. And my wife and I are just happy that we know we took really good care of the house. So we knew they were getting a really good house. Not everybody knows that, but in the end, we wound up hanging out with the new buyers the night before settlement. We had a great day at settlement, which I feel like when people buy houses, that's the kind of experience you're supposed to have. But we had a great morning. We helped them move from their storage truck into the house, which I think some people find crazy, but I just had a blast, and I got to know the new owners that much better, and I got to meet their kids, and they are a wonderful family, and I think that home is going to bring them just as much love and joy as it brought my wife and I. And hopefully we'll stay friends with the new buyers, because like I said, they are wonderful people, and we are super duper excited for them. And we are crazy excited for ourselves. Like I said, this is nuts. I cannot believe that here I am. I mean, I want to say 7-8 years later, from the time we first started looking till land till now. And we're here, man. I mean, this is home. This is where we're going to spend a lot of time. But this is the last trip up with, kind of stuff in my truck. Everything that's everywhere else is sort of staying for the minute. So hopefully once I get all this unloaded, I can kind of assess what's going on up here. I made a little punch list last time I was here as to where I wanted to start. When I got back up here, there's a lot of like little things, nailer plates and gas line testing and finishing the installation, couple other odds and ends before I move on. For those of you just tuning in, feel free to subscribe. A lot of crazy stuff going on, but we're excited to now call this our official home. Not quite done yet, like I said, but it is home. So stick around, let's see what we can get done. I don't know how long I'm up here. Could be a couple days, could be a couple weeks, but I'm just gonna start tagging away at some stuff. There's some other things I want to do. This Annie crabapple needs to be trimmed, and I want to start cutting some of the stuff for the orchard out here. And I wasn't really jumping on those things before because, again, first of all, there's a ton of work to do at the house and then for the accessory building, but I also kept thinking, I'll do that when I'm up here permanently. Well, that's now. So, some of the other odds and ends that I normally skate on or just do once here and there, I think I'm going to start making happen a little bit more often. But like I said, hang tight and enjoy the ride. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's about maybe 9:30 on Wednesday morning. Last I saw you, I had just gotten here with a bunch of stuff in my truck and was about to unload. Well, I dropped the grill out of the back of the truck. Didn't videotape that, thank God. But I was trying to bring the grill down a ramp, and I stumbled a little bit, and then I let go of the grill, and the grill slid down the ramp and didn't break completely, but I did take a chunk off one side. Still works, so I'm not too worried about it. Also, late last night, the inverter just stopped working in the Shabin. Still gets power, but for some reason it's not turning on. So I don't know if something just weird happened there, but fortunately I had an older little inverter, 600-watt inverter in my truck from our motorhome days, an Ames inverter, which I've always relied on, and I was stupid. I should have probably just bought a new Ames when I got one for the Shabin. But anyway, I hooked that up last night, and it kind of got me rocking and rolling. The inverter that's typically in the Shabin's like 1,500 watts. The other little guy's like a little 600-watt inverter, but it does the job. Anyway, I got up this morning, and I just got suited up because it was kind of cool this morning, maybe like 55. So I just put some pants, shirt on, and I came up, and I just started insulating the pantry and the master bedroom. So I just finished up here, and I got close here. I figured you guys have seen enough of me insulating. You didn't need to watch me videotape. So what I'm going to do real quick now is I've got the vent run for the bathroom exhaust, and I'm just going to basically drill a pilot hole in the side of the house, and then that way I can go out on the other side and cut the house wrap so that when I send the hole saw through, it doesn't chew up the house wrap on the outside. Yeah, stick around. I'm going to try and finish up the insulation on the underside here, basically on this first floor. And then I'm going to start attacking a little bit of a punch list. And then I'll make my way up into the attic and start installing the baffles and the insulation up in the attic. And then along the gable wall in the back, that should be a little interesting, as well as this front gable wall here. You know, insulating that, and then the back gable wall should be a little interesting because there's no cavities. But yeah, I'll put the camera up when I can, and we'll see how I make out. Get her. All right, so just finished up a little bit of the attic. Was able to get the baffles on, and or the you know, whatever you want to, the raft vents or whatever you want to call them, and then at least one row of the R38. So I just got the walls, the ceiling, the back walls, and the gables down here, and then I should be good for the most part. And then I'm gonna make a door on this side and a door right here on this side, so that I can access these little knee wall areas. But so far so good. I think it's lunchtime. Good morning. So good day yesterday. Got done a bunch of the insulation that I at least had left up at the house, and then I got up this morning about maybe 4:30 in the morning, and I left at 5. I have a Home Depot that's about 35-40 minutes, about 30 minutes, 35 minutes from me, but they don't carry some of the stuff the other Home Depots do, and the insulation is unfortunately one of them. So the closest Home Depot that carries the R38 is about an hour and a half away. So I left this morning so I could get there when it opened at 7, and then I just got back, and I was able to pick up I was able to pick up 6 more bags of insulation, and I was also able to pick up 10 sheets of OSB that I'm going to be using for underneath the soffit and up the gable ends underneath the soffits. So that'll put me in a good shape to start getting some of those soffits done. I noticed some bees going in, and I have a couple spots where the insulation isn't in the vaulted ceiling, just so I can run a ground wire for the antenna. And I noticed some bees coming in the soffit and then going up the one bay that doesn't have insulation and over the insulation. So they're probably doing some fun hive damage up there, or building something pretty. But I'm hoping I can slowly start to get those closed off and get some soffit material in there, and that'll be pretty much all the gaps and cracks for the most part that the little insects can get into, at least for now. Tomorrow, but it's going to be a really nice morning. So I'm excited to get some stuff done. Actually, I want to do like a million things, but can only do one thing at a time. And my wife's going to be jealous. Normally we just have instant coffee, but I busted out the French press and having myself some French press coffee. The inverter back there, it powers on, but for some reason it's the inverter's not actually turning on. So fortunately I had the other Ames in my truck and just pulled that out, so that's running. That's running the Shabin right now. But all good. It's a little messy in here. You see, I was sorting nuts and bolts and stuff. Took half of it up to the house yesterday so that I could put them in their bins, their respective bins up at the house. I think it's time for some coffee.